And meanwhile, a showdown, a big one, is shaping up between the White House and Democratic and Republican leaders from the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, all in agreement on the Hill over a spate of highly classified leaks. Michigan Republican Congressman Mike Rogers chairs the House Intelligence Committee and has the latest from the Hill. Well, we heard the president today responding to the accusations from the Hill that his administration had somehow leaked this to try to help him politically. This was the president's response this morning, Congressman.
We will continue to let everybody know in government or after they leave government that they have certain obligations that they should carry out. But as I think has been indicated from these articles, whether or not the information they've received is true, the writers of these articles have all stated unequivocally that they didn't come from this White House, and that's not how we operate.
Do you buy it?
Well, one good thing about the House Intelligence Committee and the Senate Intelligence Committee, we're approaching this in a nonpartisan way. I mean, these leaks are so serious and so damaging. We need to take this where it goes, not necessarily already make our decision that it was in this particular place or that. What is interesting here, Andrea, is this. I thought this was a good opportunity for the president to tell his executive branch, knock it off, stop talking. It's very clear that someone very senior in any of the executive branch, not just the White House, who had access to very sensitive compartmentalized information, has been communicating to the press. That's a crime. His outrage shouldn't really be at those in the House or the Senate that may have made accusations. It should be to try to stop this and stop it now. It is jeopardizing operations today. It is risking the lives of people who are helping Americans today, and it is creating trouble for us moving forward to have operations that protect America. And that's what's so concerning. And it's not just an incident, it is a series of incidents. And that's why both Republicans and Democrats came together and said, this is as bad as we've ever seen it. We have to do something about it, and we have to find who this criminal leaker is.
Well, as you point out, that there are a number of cases. The most recent is the reporting in David Sanger's new book about the ongoing covert cyber war against Iran. Now, you met with the FBI director, Robert Mueller, behind closed doors yesterday afternoon. All of you did. And it's our understanding that the Justice Department is rejecting calls for a special prosecutor. Is that the case?
Well, I've had conversations with a whole host of people, including the Attorney General, about the pros and cons of trying to do this through a special counsel. I don't think we've all come to a conclusion, and I mean all of us, the four Republican, Democrat, on both the House and the Senate committees, the leadership of those committees, if this is the right direction or not. But what is confounding to us is that it would have to be someone in this investigation that could go wherever it leads, and that might be the White House or the top of the CIA or FBI or DOD or the Attorney General's office. Matter of fact, in one particular investigation, they had to recuse a section of their national security shop because they had access to the information, not because they were disclosing information, but they had to recuse themselves because they had access to the information. So you can see it just gets really hard really quickly to have a nonpartisan, fair, but complete. And by complete, I mean having access to all of the places that have the information. And so some have called for a special counsel. I'm going through the information, trying to determine, clearly there's some things here that are very, very troubling, or we wouldn't have all come together on this. Can they do it themselves, or do we need a special counsel? We have not made a definitive answer yet, but hopefully we'll do that very soon.
There was a suggestion in something that the president said today when he talked about officials and former officials. And you've been around this town a long time, so have I. We hear reports that some people are pointing fingers at former Bush administration officials on the Iran story, because that's a covert program that did start in the previous White House. Are you also looking at people who have left government?
Oh, believe me, again, that's why this investigation is so fair, that it be fair and impartial, because it should go where it goes. The only problem with that is there were people talking who were in the Situation Room under this president, revealing details that very few people may or may not get on certain cases. And I'm talking about a whole host and a whole range of things that have been leaked over time. So that's very, very troubling. And that's why I was hoping today the president would take this opportunity to say, listen, if it's someone in my administration that's leaking for any reason, that's a criminal offense and we will not tolerate it. That would have been a great and strong and powerful message. I was hoping for that message today.
Just briefly, you did not hear him say that. You did not hear him put out the word to his people strongly
I did
enough.
not. I heard him address the charges from some in the House. This is not the Senate and the House doing that. It's some in the House and the Senate are doing that. The serious folks who take national security seriously as their charge on these two intelligence committees, I think, have been very balanced and very fair as we move forward to find out who is leaking. And what it is it's a series, a cascade of leaks that are very concerning, and it's over a period of time in the last couple of years. It's not one incident, and I think that's important to understand, that that's what got us to this point. This would have been a great opportunity for the president, and I hope he'll do that. I hope he hasn't decided not to do that, to come out and show that kind of leadership and tell his own cabinet, his own executive branch, that he will not tolerate leaks, and neither should they. That would be a good start, and then we can continue further with our review and what I believe has to eventually lead to an investigation. I mean, if you look at the Valerie Plame case, it was bad enough, and somebody went to jail over it, and I argue rightly so. The damage that has happened over these cascading leaks is 100 times worse and much more dangerous.
Thank you so much, Chairman Mike Rogers, the Intelligence Chair.